Hello Game of Thrones fans, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lady Firesnow. If you are not caught up with everything that's happened through Season 7, this is your spoiler warning. Vozes vantasamazis. Winter is coming. First, I'd like to announce that I have not been keeping up with any of the leaked scripts, and so you don't have to worry about any spoilers. So today we're going to talk about an all-time favorite character of many Game of Thrones fans, Arya Stark. For those of you who are unaware, George R.R. Martin, the writer of the books, and he was very involved in the show as well, especially in the beginning, he originally had an outline for the storyline for Arya that was very different than what we have seen. Arya originally was supposed to fall in love with Jon, but the story has definitely taken a different path.
I have something for you, and it has to be packed very carefully.
A present?
Close the door.
This is Season 1, Episode 2, and Jon and Arya haven't seen each other since. So this is a pretty obvious Season 8 prediction that these two are going to be reunited, and I think we are all very excited to see that.
This is no toy. Be careful you don't cut yourself.
You're so skinny.
So are you. I had the blacksmith make it for you special. It won't hack a man's head off, but it can poke him full of holes if you're quick enough.
I can be quick.
You'll have to work at it every day. How's it feel? Do you like the balance?
I think so.
First lesson, sticking with the pointy end.
I know which end to use.
I'm going to miss you. Careful. All the best swords have names, you know.
Sansa can keep her sewing needles. I've got a needle of my own.
The original outline of the books also said that Arya was to be one of the 5 characters who would survive to the end of the story. I have to admit that at the end of Season 6, I was a little fearful that Arya might die in Season 7. At the end of Season 6, it seemed like Arya was going to go on this killing spree and that she didn't really have a meaning for the whole war against the Night King. And so that's where my theory was coming from. But I was so relieved to find in Season 7 that that was not what happened at all.
When people ask you what happened here, tell them the North remembers. Tell them winter came for House Frey.
I also realized that the show has spent a lot of time focusing on Arya and only Arya. Arya with the Hound, Arya with the Faceless Men. So her endgame has to be more important. In fact, Arya turned into a badass fighter. So let's move on to Arya's list.
In pain. The Hound. Joffrey. Cersei. In pain. The Hound. Joffrey.
Arya's list changed a few times, but it started out with Joffrey, who was killed by the Queen of Thorns, and Cersei, who is still alive, ill in pain, who chopped off her dad's head, and I believe the actor became ill with cancer, and so they just dropped his name from the list after Season 2. And the Hound, who Arya eventually removed from her list.
Some food, just a crust of bread.
Oliver. The Mountain.
After this scene, Oliver was added to the list, as well as the Mountain, whom we all know is still alive, or at least a zombie version of the Mountain is still alive. Arya's journey with the Hound began in season 3, episode 7, and didn't end until season 4, episode 10, which is more than a full length of a season to be with the Hound. So she really made the Hound more of an important character in the series.
What do we have here?
No!
That's a fine little blade. Maybe I'll pick my teeth with it. Something wrong with your leg, boy?
You gotta carry me.
All right.
And during her time with the Hound, she was finally able to mark off a name on her list.
Something wrong with your leg, boy?
What do you mean?
Can you walk? I've got to carry you.
Carry me?
Fine little blade. Maybe I'll pick my teeth with it. Joffrey, Cersei, Walder Frey, Meryn Trant, Tywin Lannister, the Red Woman, Beric Dondarrion, Thoros of Myr, Ilyn Payne, the Mountain.
Would you shut up?
Only one name left.
Go on.
The Hound.
And at the end of her journey with the Hound, she thought she marked him off the list as well.
Kill me.
This is another obvious reunion that we will receive in season
Kill
8
me.
between the Hound and Arya.
Kill me.
After leaving the Hound, Arya journeys to the House of Black and White, where she trains with the Faceless Men. Now she stays here from season 5, episode 2 until season 6, episode 10. That's almost 2 whole seasons. So that's a lot of dedicated
Hello.
time to just Arya and her story.
Valar Morghulis. Jack and Hagar gave me this.
No one here by that name.
Cersei. Walder Frey. The Mountain. Meryn Trant.
By the time we reach this point in the story, finally Joffrey is dead, Tywin Lannister is dead, and so this list just starts to get shorter and shorter. And one day, Meryn Trant shows up in Bravos. If you don't remember who he is, let me just remind you.
Cersei.
I'm Sirio Forel.
Foreign bastard. Kill the Bravosi. Bring the girl.
Arya, child, we are done with dancing for the day. Run to your father. The first sword of Bravos does not run.
What do we say to the god of death?
Not today.
So now that you remember who he is, let me tell you how rotten this guy really is. Not only do we learn in this scene that he likes to beat little girls, but this is also the same Kingsguard who beat up on Sansa at Joffrey's command.
Arya Stark.
And so the skills that she's learned from the Faceless Men helps her to strike another name off her list. And so after Arya's long adventure at the House of Black and White, she finally leaves so she can strike off a very important name on her list.
Finally, a girl is no one.
A girl is Arya Stark of Winterfell. And I'm going home.
The Lannisters and their regards. You're not one.
And so this leaves us with only 2 names on the list going into season 8. Cersei and the Mountain.
Can't do one now, can he?
Okay, so let's now focus on what is Arya's endgame. I think this scene here tells us some serious foreshadowing that Arya is not going to be with Gendry, like many of us want her
Can I
to.
reload of a whole
She's
fast?
not going to settle down, and she's not going to be the lady of some land.
You will marry a high lord and rule this castle. And your sons shall be knights and princes and lords.
No. That's not me.
I believe this season 7 scene was just meant to reiterate what we saw in season 1 with Arya and it just not being her.
Back to Winterfell, I'm finally going home. Come with me.
But on a side note, I think this scene was also foreshadowing the possibility of animals getting involved in this war against the Night King. I think that we will see Nymeria again, and Ghost, of course, and I think we will see them during the war.
That's not you.
So let's now discuss this dagger and my theories surrounding it and Arya's endgame. There was something really suspicious about this moment in season 7. Watch Bran's face. He knows something. He knows what she's going to do with that dagger. It's almost like he can see it happening. And I don't think that it is just the death of Littlefinger. Yet I think he knew that, but I don't think that's what it was. This dagger has been brought up many times in the series. Not only was this dagger used to try to kill Bran, but we've heard them discuss it many times, and we see it again in this scene with Sam and Gilly while they're opening a book talking about Legends of the Long Nights and Dragonglass. I mean, all of this is just pointing toward Dragonglass arrowheads and this dagger. It's gotta be important, and Arya has it, the badass killer. This book even mentions Aegon Targaryen, the name given to Jon Snow. It's just not coincidence. So recently I've had some conversations with a subscriber of mine from Crypts of Winterfell, and he asked me quite a few questions about Arya that I would like to answer in my video. First question, since Arya has been trained as a faceless man, can she take the face of a White Walker general? Wow, that's a really tinfoil idea, but I like it. It's a good question. I haven't thought of that, and hey, anything's possible. Will she kill Cersei? Or will she marry Gendry? Will she sail west of Westeros? While I do believe in the Valonqar theory, I will go over that more in my Cersei and Jaime video. And I also do believe in the Clegane Bowl as that was heavily foreshadowed in season 7. I'm having a hard time believing that she is actually going to kill Cersei or the Mountain, even though I would love to see that happen. And I do believe this scene right here was the foreshadow for her sailing west of Westeros.
Where will you go?
Essos is east and Westeros is west. But what's west of Westeros?
I don't know.
Nobody does. It's where all the maps stop.
The edge of the world, maybe.
I'd like to see that.
I think she will be a part of defeating the Night King, but I think she will also be the one that sails off into the sun. And I think Arya's big kill is going to have something to do with this dagger. So to wrap it up, I think we have some awesome reunions with Arya, Jon, the Hound, Melisandre, and Gendry. I have a bunch of new subscribers and I'd like to welcome you all to my channel. I love discussing Game of Thrones, so please comment down below what you think about these theories or if you have any other theories of your own. Don't forget that thumbs up button as it really helps grow my channel. If you want to see more of my videos, subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'm Lady Fire Snow and thanks so much for watching.
My thoughts of you, and it's killing me. I'm trying